Let's shift gears and talk about Shilpi Cable, which reported its fourth quarter earnings today morning. The stock is looking very strong in today's trade. Post the earnings, it's up about 3%. They've reported a net profit of 12.97 crore rupees in this quarter versus 6.38 crores in the same quarter a year ago. We are now joined by Mr. Manish Bhatt, CEO at Shilpi Cable Technologies. Mr. Bhatt, thank you very much for joining us here on NDTV today. Can you talk to us about the quarter? We've seen a growth in your top line as well as bottom line, and what aided this?
Yeah, thank you, Hina. We continue to grow at the pace at which we have been growing since the past few years. So each of our segments where we are present continues to offer us the opportunity to grow, and we continue to take that. So if you see telecom, though the RF cable demand is going down because of the technology, where new technologies are coming, but now we have entered into antenna, which opens up a bigger market for us, and we continue to grow in telecom market today. In auto segment, we have now started getting approval in four-wheeler segment, which is around 40% of the market where we are not playing. Tata Motors, we have got approval now, and hence we are now seeing a bigger market to play in. Similarly, energy cable, which is spread across all the segment, whether it's in telecom or white goods or battery cables in auto segment, etc., also giving us good opportunity, and we are gaining share there. But our biggest growth has, where we are looking forward to is our B2C segment, where our distribution network continues to grow. We are growing a network parallel to our SMG kind of network, where our focus is on distribution, display at the retail outlet. We are introducing new product. We have got MCBs and switches, modular switches. Right now we are looking at launching of LED. We are also getting approval into various government and real estate builders. And hence, all this put together, we are seeing a good growth coming from there.
Right. Now, talking about the B2C segment, where you are now getting more and more active, I mean, at what stage is it right now? Have you started, producing these equipments, switch gears and all other things that you mentioned, these particular products, or that's still in the pipeline right now? Where does it stand?
No, so presently last year it's contributed almost 14 to 15% of our sales. We are we have houseware we are manufacturing, and the other products is the light asset model, where we have tool producing it. This already in place. We are distributing this product into the market now.
And when are these? Right.
The work on LED is on, and we expect to launch within a quarter or so. And get that into market, which will produce in India.
So if we divide the revenue contribution, between the telecom business, the B2B space and the B2C space, where does it stand right now?
So as I said, B2C is around 14% last year.
Right.
And telecom is around 19%. Okay. The auto would be around 14% contribution.
Okay, and with the launch of LED and other similar products, do you think that's where the focus of the company will be?
So as I was explaining you, each of our segments, we have a huge opportunity to grow. Of course, the B2C gives us much bigger opportunity than any of the other markets because of the sheer size and the potential available. And we continue to focus on our existing B2B and keep our dominance, and also grow now on B2C.
Any sort of a growth rate target that you can give us for FY17, both B2C as well as B2B?
I would say that we have this objective of reaching $1 billion by 2020, and we are cruising well on that regard. And for that, we have to continue to grow at the pace at which we have been growing. And we don't see any reason why we can't do that.
Right. Where does your order book stand, sir, at this point in time, and what's the pipeline?
So our plant is fully booked right now. We have the expansion which has now come into our Chopanki plant, where we are almost doubled our capacity. Similarly, enamel copper, we have doubling our capacity, and we have order already in hand to fill up that capacity.
And you have got plans to open a new plant anytime soon? We believe that was also there in the anvil.
So which we are planning, we are, as you know, our strength is manufacturing, and we have forayed into international markets, through commodity products. Now we are trying to put up a manufacturing plant at Abu Dhabi, so that our business can be supported by our own manufacturing for all these copper products. So that is one big project which is on the envisage. Secondly, we are also looking at increasing capacities further as our business is growing, and we would be looking at more opportunities for putting up more plants.
Right. And this plant in Abu Dhabi that you've mentioned about, what will be the capex and how soon is that going to get, operational? What's the update on that?
So that's around $150 million US, and we envisage the work is already on. There are approvals, etc., which are coming in. I think around 8 to 12 months is what we expect to come into commercial production.
All right, Mr. Bhatt, thank you very much for joining us here on NDTV Profit and sharing with us the details about the quarter and the outlook going forward. That was the management of Shilpi Cable Technologies talking to us about their earnings and, of course, the expansion plans that they have going forward. We'll slip into a very quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll talk about many more earnings which have come, including Infibeam, which reported its fourth quarter numbers.